Good morning, guys. So I'll just kind of hang out here a little bit and wait for maybe a couple people to come in. I had an interesting comment on today's video, so kind of wanted to go over that a little bit. But like I said, I'll just kind of hang out until more people come in. Brendan, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Today's kind of a fun day. I get to do some grouting and just kind of not very labor intensive, and I don't have to think about it too much. It's one of those things you can just kind of let your mind wander and just do your work without really having to think about it too much. Here we are again. Yes, here we are again. Until that day comes when we're not, and then we won't know it. No, but I had a comment asking me to maybe go over some of the things that a person might want to bring from America if they're planning on building a house here. Yeah, I'm liking the progress and the looks of the kitchen and everything. It's coming together. But with the what someone should bring from America if they're building a house, my goodness, there's just so many things. Initially, before I came here, I was thinking about bringing my battery-powered nail guns and all kinds of stuff, but while there are certain things, like maybe building some simple, stupid thing like this, you might use a nail gun for once in a while, but you're really not going to use a nail gun. And I wouldn't bring like a rimfire gun, not only because it's probably illegal to bring that, but also they don't have the same cartridges here. I'll show you guys one of the nails here in a second. The nails come with the powder charge already like connected to the nail. Trying to find one. A great house. Well, hopefully I didn't set out to build a terrible house. Oh, here you go. So these are what the powder nails look like here. So you just load this into the barrel of the gun, and then obviously just this part sticks out of the gun, and then you just push the gun into, the wall, and it fires. So like the ones in America that have like the 22 shell, basically, if you go to drive a nail and it's still sticking out a little bit, you can load another charge into the gun and put it over the same nail and fire it again to drive it in further. These are one shot and done. So, if it doesn't go in all the way the first time, then too bad. Hey. Anyway, one thing I would absolutely recommend someone bring here from America if they're going to build a house is not one, but at least two, if not three, whole sets. Good quality, DeWalt, Milwaukee, whatever, good quality impact driver sets. You cannot find good impact driver stuff here. From Shopee, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's all crap. As soon as you touch a Phillips head bit to a screw and hit the trigger, it just strips off. I mean, they're terrible. Absolutely horrible. solar guy, yeah. Use to tile the countertop to tile the floor. No, it won't work. It won't work. And I've went over this before, but I'll do it again here. So you cannot tile a floor here like you would in America. And the reason for that is, at least in my area, I'm sure in some places around Manila and like huge places where there's like multi-million-dollar construction companies building high rises, I'm sure they have good concrete guys. But generally speaking, in most of the Philippines, the guys here are not good concrete finishers. They're just not. The guys that work over here, when I took out my bull float on the driveway, they were looking at me and laughing like it was some crazy alien technology. Like they didn't know what a bull float was. So, I mean, they just don't have the skill or quality control to pour a concrete floor that's smooth and true enough, level enough, to only have just, 3/8 of an inch of thin set mortar. By the time you go from one side of the room to the other, the floor might, dip, and I mean, there's no way that you'll be able to have a completely true level, completely flat surface of tile without, an inch and a half of that dry pack to take up the inconsistencies in the floor. You just can't do it. Happy birthday. And on the dry pack also, I mean, that's how they do all floors here. So, have we been in grocery stores and different office buildings where, the tiles are popped loose when you walk on them and stuff like that? Yeah. But also, I've been in, 50 houses that have tile floors, and they're rock solid as if they're solid concrete. So, I mean, And there is a little bit of moisture. It's not completely dry material that they use for that. It's the mixing ratio is 1 bag of cement to 4 bags of sand. And it is slightly dampened. So the cement does cure. It's not just completely dry. It does cure and get hard. Not as hard as, mixed cement, but it's very stable. Skim coat. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tile over skim coat. But yeah, you could do the vinyl plank. Which, I mean, I don't know what's real expensive about it, because this PVC plank stuff for the ceiling, it has the styrofoam backing to it right there. So this basically is a flooring panel. And these are like 200 pesos each, and they're 12 feet long. So, I mean, it would cost $400 to do a whole house of a smaller size. Only double? Man, I was going for triple. I'm going to have to eat some more ice cream. But yeah, so good quality impact driver sets would be something that I would bring. What else would I bring? Man, I don't know. There's been so many things that I wish I had. There's a lot of things that you just can't find here. I mean, it's not really possible to bring a lot of, like a big ass table saw and a wet tile saw and stuff. It's not really practical to bring that stuff, but I don't know. How are you guys my consulting? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Send me an email. I mean, if you want to pay for me to have a vacation in a condo, yeah, I mean, I guess I probably would. Ever in a fight. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. I've had a couple of run-ins with Filipinos since I've been here, and nothing that's even gotten to like yelling or anything like that. It's just that I've heard a few of them say things like either behind my back when I'm not there or to other people. Um, but they would never, I can tell that when I talk to them, they feel kind of intimidated. And like my workers, we all went to that pool resort, and I was picking them up and throwing them in the water, just picking them up and tossing them over or whatever. And I mean, you can just tell that they're not really willing to even attempt to fight me. So if I was to ever get into a fight, I mean, they're instantly gonna, whip out a machete or something to, that they feel like would level the playing field. Do they make loose insulation for the attic space? Loose insulation? No, not that I've seen. But they do make, but Don was telling me something or another. I think you can order fiberglass bats. Um, but I mean, other than that, people basically insulate, use the double-sided insulation under the metal, and then that's it. I mean, I have one tattoo, but it's a ridiculous, stupid one, and you can't even see it if I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. So I don't think my tattoo plays into it. I think being 6'1" and 300 pounds has a lot to do with it. I don't know if they have rock wool here. I've used it in America a couple of times. That gray crap. I don't really like it. It works good. It is a good product. I just don't like working with it. Oh yeah. Well then, yeah, I guess you can get it here. But yeah, that's more of a bat insulation and not a loose, like a cellulose or something like that. More water resistant. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I know it's a good product. So is all your electric 220. Yes. Yeah, I don't have any I don't have any 110 or 120 volt circuits in my house at all. No, strictly 220. I mean, I kind of understand why some people do the split box where some of their stuff is 220, but they have like a few dedicated 110 outlets. I just can't think of any reason that I would need 110 here. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that I would bring from America that wouldn't be able to be ran on 220. Like my computer, my desktop computer, I was a little bit concerned with it, but I mean, if any of you know anything about computers, the power supplies are dual voltage. So no matter what outlet you plug them into, it's going to be able to utilize the voltage, whether it's 220, 110, 120, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much been kind of big most of my life, so I really don't get intimidated by much. I'm not really scared of much. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that I'm really one of those people that's not too afraid to die. I obviously do not want to die. I enjoy having life, but at the same time, I don't live in fear of dying either. So there's, even I've had people shoot at me before and things like that, and I mean, yeah, obviously I'll hide behind something so I don't get shot, or run, or return fire if capable. But I'm not sitting there shaking and crying either. It just doesn't scare me that much. Smoke. I vape. When you go to another country, you'll need to adapt. Yeah, I mean there's some adaptation that's required. Honestly, if you're a stubborn mule kind of like me, you can basically go anywhere and not really change that much, but you're going to have a tougher time. You're going to be angry a lot, and it's going to be stressful if you don't. Yeah, I have a power backup for my computer, and one thing that the power backup does uh, that I really didn't even think about or know that it did is it regulates the voltage. So it has a built-in voltage regulator. So if the power goes above 220, it cuts it down. If the power goes below 220, it uses the battery to boost it up to 220. So you get a more constant voltage. Shooter. He got shooter. I don't understand that. Am I happy with the ADV? Yes and no. Okay. So overall, yes, I'm happy with it. I haven't had any problems out of it. I have taken it to places you should never, ever take a motorbike like that. I'm talking boulders the size of my head going over and up mountains, and I mean ridiculous stuff. And and it survived. Not only survived, but nothing has broken on it. So uh, reliable, yes. Um, Comfort, it's pretty comfortable. I did get a custom seat. The factory seat is not really all that good for a fat guy, but uh, the custom seat is very comfortable. I can ride for hours. Um, so overall, yes, I'm happy with it. The only thing I'm really not happy with is the fact that I couldn't get what I really wanted. And what I really wanted was the ADV 300, which is about almost like 270,000 pesos. That one was 164, but I really wanted the ADV 300. But there's not an ADV 300 on the island of Mindanao. And from what everyone was telling me, if I ordered one, it would take 3 months to get here. And I just didn't want to be without transportation for 3 months. So I got the ADV 160. It has plenty of power. I mean, it'll do 115 kilometers an hour, which is plenty fast. And it climbs hills like crazy, even with me and her on it. So with two normal people on it, I mean, it'd probably be pretty spunky. Not only do they have an ADV 300 or 350, but now they have an ADV 750. They have a 750cc ADV, but it's like $10,000. So, If I'm going to spend 10 grand, I'll just go get like a used Harley from America and ship it over here. Jesus. 10 grand for a motorcycle. It's not going to be an ADV, I can tell you that. Need that regulator for the fridge. Yeah, the voltage goes up and down. Really, as long as you have your refrigerator in an air-conditioned space, it really doesn't kick on all that much. Maybe 4 times a day or something, your fridge might kick on it, unless you open the door a bunch. But the chances of the voltage being at a weird level, the random time that the compressor kicks on is, not a real high chance, but because it's not like the voltage just wildly goes up and down all day, all night. Like there'll be because I have that voltage gauge on that battery backup that tells me what the current input voltage is, and it basically stays between 220 and 228 all the time. But I can hear it click when it compensates for the voltage drop. I can hear it click, so I know that like a couple of times this morning it clicked. But that was the first time I've heard it in like 3 days. Plan on solar roof? No, not unless you want to pay for it. Solar is expensive here. I mean, everybody is just so obsessed with solar. And I get it. But the problem is, here in America now, you can get a pretty good solar system, $5,000 or $6,000 to run a whole house. Here, no. It's like $10,000. Like your return on investment is like, oh, the system pays for itself in like 8 years. Yeah, the problem is those stupid batteries don't last 8 years. So your upkeep costs and all that, it's just, I don't know. I'm just not sold on solar. I mean, if someone were to just give me a $10,000 system, I'd sure install it, but I'm not spending that kind of money. Is that 336 pounds? No, that's not too big. I'm basically there. I mean, Alona is 54 kilo, and I am 143 the last time I checked. Modern women in relationship. Cat ladies. I mean, I guess there's a lot of guys that's kind of perverted or whatever. Honestly, I can't say that, like, given the opportunity of trying one out or whatever, that I wouldn't give it a shot just to see what it was like one time. But I would never choose some kind of a robot over a human female. I mean, that's just kind of creepy. You won't worry about weight when you see a family of 6, right? Yeah, but that family of 6 weighs as much as 2 Americans. 3 of the kids put together doesn't weigh as much as one, average American adult. How did I meet my partner? Yes, I met her online. But I didn't talk to her a real long time before I came here to meet in person. I really don't believe in chatting with somebody online for a year or a year and a half or sometimes multiple years before they even make the trip over here to meet them. I mean, I'm not going to waste that kind of time and commit that kind of time to something or somebody without ever seeing them in real life. That's kind of ridiculous. A hurricane-proof roof? No, because we don't really get those kind of storms here. For one thing, the way the land is laid out, there's like trees everywhere. So as far as straight line winds, we really don't get that strong of a straight line wind. And the wind generally, I mean, the wind generally comes from like that direction and blows that way. So I mean, we're pretty shielded. Yeah, we plan on getting some pigs and goats, but I'm not going to build a piggery like I was going to before. I've decided I'm going to run some electric fence down the jungle, and I'm going to turn them loose in there. Yeah, no need in the mountains. The police reacted fine, and in fact, they have since visited me. They visited me about a week and a half ago. I was going to video it, but he didn't even, it was just one guy dressed in plain clothes. He came up and said, "Hey, how you doing?" Shook my hand, and he said, "Can we take a photo?" And I said, "Sure." We took the picture, and he said, "Okay, have a nice day," and he left. So they're not even asking me for passport or any of that stuff anymore. Now, one issue that I do have, and honestly, I should probably go talk to an attorney, and I should probably at least formally do something about it, but I really don't think I'm going to, because I don't want to have a big beef with the police department here. But I did find out that shortly after the confrontation I had with them that I videoed, the woman police officer messaged Alona behind my back and told her, "Hey, we really need that passport information, so if you could, go ahead and get it out and take a picture and send it to us without telling him." So surely that's got to be like borderline illegal. So I'm sure that there's something that I could do about that, and I have the messages still to prove that that occurred. Yes, I have to buy all of my clothes online because they don't sell clothes this size here. What time is it? 7:17. All right, the workers are starting to show up, so I need to get to it, I guess. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. I gotta grout this today. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do anything about it or not, because I mean, it's wrong if not illegal, but you know, I don't want to make a bunch of enemies of the police department. All right, guys, take it easy. I'm gonna jump off here and get to it. Everybody's kind of, yeah, that Charlie Kirk thing, that's terrible. All right, guys, take it easy.